Good evening, my friends. I am Bruce Lee, martial artist, actor, and philosopher. You may know me as the man who shattered box office records, the superstar who brought Kung Fu to Hollywood. But let me tell you something. I hated that word, superstar. To me, it was a cage, a label that reduced the depth of my life's work to a flickering image on a screen. I did not kick and punch for applause. I did not study philosophy to be idolized. I did these things to understand, to express, and to live fully. Tonight, I want to talk about a poison that seeps into the minds of those who chase success, the obsession with fame. Stardom, my friends, is a double-edged sword. It can lift you to the heavens or slice away your soul, leaving you hollow. Let me share why I feared it, how I fought it, and how you can protect your own journey from its seductive, destructive grip. When Enter the Dragon exploded into theaters, the world suddenly knew my name. Fans clamored for autographs, studios offered me blank checks, magazines called me a legend, but beneath the flashbulbs and applause, I felt a quiet terror. People no longer saw me, they saw a character, a symbol, a product. They wanted the dragon who soared on screen, not the man who trained for hours in a silent dojo, who scribbled philosophy in journals, who argued with himself in the mirror about the meaning of purpose. This is the curse of fame. It replaces substance with spectacle. It tricks you into believing your worth lies in how many people cheer for you, rather than how deeply you understand yourself. I refuse to let that happen. I turned down roles that demanded I play the same angry martial artist. I walked away from deals that prioritized profit over artistry. Why? Because I knew that if I surrendered to the superstar myth, I would lose the one thing that mattered, my authenticity. Let me ask you, what is success? Is it wealth, recognition, or is it something quieter, deeper, the satisfaction of knowing you lived in alignment with your truth, regardless of who noticed? Many people build their lives like sandcastles on a beach. They chase titles, followers, and accolades, stacking them high until the tide of time washes it all away. But a sandcastle has no foundation. It cannot withstand storms. Real success, the kind that nourishes your spirit, is built like a mountain. It is rooted in discipline, curiosity, and humility. It grows slowly, invisibly, until one day the world looks up and says, "How did they get there?" The moment you become hypnotized by fame, you abandon the mountain and start building sandcastles. You trade mastery for approval. And when the tides of trends change, when the applause fades, you're left with nothing but empty hands and a emptier heart. Let me break down how fame corrupts so you can guard against it. Fame inflates the ego like a balloon. Suddenly, you're special, chosen, better. You start believing your own headlines, but the ego is a liar. It tells you that you've arrived, that there's nothing left to learn. Seen actors refuse to train because they were too famous to sweat alongside beginners. I've watched athletes crumble under pressure because they forgot how to lose gracefully. The antidote? Humility. Remember, no matter how high you climb, you're still a student. Every person you meet knows something you don't. Every failure is a teacher. After the Green Hornet, critics called me a sidekick, a novelty. Instead of raging, I trained harder. I studied filmmaking, wrote scripts, and honed my philosophy. When ego knocks, answer with curiosity. Ask yourself, if I lost my job, my status, my fame today, who would I be? If the answer terrifies you, it's time to rebuild your identity from the inside out. Fame isolates. It surrounds you with sycophants who laugh at your jokes, ignore your flaws, and shield you from reality. Pretty soon, you're living in an echo chamber, addicted to admiration. But growth requires friction. It needs critics, challengers, and friends brave enough to say, "You're wrong. I surrounded myself with people who didn't care about Bruce Lee, the star. My wife, Linda, called me out when my temper flared. My mentor, Yip Man, scolded me for rushing techniques. Even my students challenged my ideas. If you want to stay grounded, keep people in your life who see you, not your spotlight. My friends, the world will try to reduce you to a label, a job title, a movie character, a trophy. Do not let it. You are not a brand. You are not a superstar. You are a living, breathing universe of potential. Fame is a flickering candle. Character is the sun. Candles blow out in the wind. The sun endures. So build your life like the sun, with quiet, relentless energy. Let your work radiate truth. Let your relationships warm hearts. Let your failures fertilize growth. And when the world offers you a crown, ask yourself, will this lift me higher, or will it chain me to a throne of others' expectations? Go now, not as a superstar, but as a student, not as a legend, but as a human. The world needs your light, not the shallow glare of fame, but the deep, enduring glow of authenticity. Follow and subscribe to me if you like to hear more of my voice narrating powerful quotes said by very famous people. See you next time.